For a brief moment, General Motors built cars it didn't know how to explain or control. Cars ordered through loopholes. Engines never meant for the street. Performance packages so extreme they embarrassed their own brands. They weren't advertised. Most buyers never knew they existed. And today, even muscle car fans barely remember them. These are 8 of GM's most brutal factory muscle cars nobody talks about anymore. Number 8. 1968 Chevrolet Biscayne L72. This car nearly vanishes in plain sight. The Biscayne was Chevrolet's lowest trim, full-size sedan, built for fleets and budget buyers. No stripes, no performance image, no reason for attention, except for one option. In 1968, the Biscayne could be ordered with the L72 427 cubic inch V8, the same engine used in high-performance Corvettes. Factory rating was 425 horsepower, a conservative figure that reflected GM policy rather than mechanical limitation. The Biscayne platform was lighter than the Impala and Caprice, making it attractive to drag racers who cared about weight more than appearance. Most buyers never considered it. Those who did knew exactly what they were doing. Chevrolet never separated Biscayne L72 production figures cleanly, and totals remain unclear. Historians agree the number built was extremely small. When these cars surface today, values generally fall between $150,000 and $300,000 depending on condition and originality. The Biscayne L72 wasn't a muscle car by image, it was muscle by omission. Number 7. 1970 Buick GS Stage 1 Convertible. Buick's reputation for quiet performance peaked in 1970. The GS Stage 1 used a 455 cubic inch V8 rated at 360 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. That torque rating was the highest of any American production car of the era. The engine was tuned conservatively, prioritizing low-end force and durability. Real-world performance often exceeded expectations. Convertibles complicated everything. They added weight. They reduced rigidity. Insurance companies punished them heavily. As a result, only 49 GS Stage 1 convertibles were built in 1970. Performance was unchanged from the hardtop. Acceleration was brutal. Wheel spin was effortless. Yet history focused on GSX hardtops, leaving the convertible almost forgotten. Today, these cars trade in the $200,000 to $350,000 range depending on condition. Buick never tried this combination again, and it never needed to. Number 6. 1969 Pontiac Firebird Ram Air 5. Pontiac's Ram Air 5 program was not a street project. It was an engineering experiment driven by racing ambition. The Ram Air 5 used a 400 cubic inch block paired with unique cylinder heads featuring straight intake ports designed for high airflow at elevated RPM. Horsepower was never officially published for street trim. Pontiac never fully committed to mass production. Some engines were installed before delivery. Others were installed at the dealer level. Many went straight into race cars. Firebirds equipped with Ram Air 5 power are far rarer than Trans Am equivalents, and exact production totals were never finalized. Most historians place the number well below 50 completed cars. The program ended quietly as GM tightened oversight of racing involvement. When Ram Air 5 Firebirds appear today, values commonly exceed $500,000, driven by rarity and engineering significance. This wasn't a failure. It was a project that went too far, too fast. Number 5. 1970 Oldsmobile Rallye 350 W31. Oldsmobile approached performance differently. Instead of chasing displacement, it focused on efficiency and balance. The W31 package used a specially prepared 350 cubic inch V8 rated at 325 horsepower, combined with functional forced air induction and aggressive camshaft tuning. It was designed to rev freely and deliver precise throttle response. The Rallye 350 added distinctive paint and minimal trim, but performance was the real goal. Buyers ignored it. Big blocks sold better. The W31 required understanding. Production numbers remained low, believed to be under 3,000 units for 1970. Today, values typically range from $80,000 to $140,000. The Rallye 350 W31 didn't lose relevance. It was never given the chance to gain it. Number 4. 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle COPO 427. The COPO system existed to fill special fleet orders. Performance buyers learned how to exploit it. In 1969, a small number of Chevelles were ordered with the L72 427 cubic inch V8, rated at 425 horsepower. This was never a standard option. These cars were built with drag racing in mind. Minimal equipment, maximum output. Chevrolet did not maintain complete records for COPO Chevelle, and exact production totals remain uncertain. Most credible estimates place production between 20 and 30 cars. 4-speed manuals were common, though some automatics were built. When they surface, values generally fall between $250,000 and $400,000 depending on documentation and configuration. This Chevelle wasn't rare because it was exclusive. It was rare because almost no one knew how to order it. Number 3. 1971 Pontiac GT-37 455HO. The GT-37 was a stripped-down performance model intended to keep power affordable. Most were equipped with modest engines. A small number received the 455HO. Rated at 335 horsepower, it used round port heads derived from Pontiac's racing programs. The rating reflected emissions tuning, not potential. Production totals were never formally separated, but most historians agree fewer than 100 GT-37s were built with the 455HO engine. 4-speed examples are especially scarce. Market values typically range from $250,000 to $450,000 depending on configuration. This was Pontiac preserving performance without advertising it. Number 2. 1969 Chevrolet COPO Nova 427. This car existed because someone broke the rules. Chevrolet officially banned engines larger than 400 cubic inches in compact cars, but through the central office production order system, COPO, that rule was quietly bypassed. The result was a Nova with a 427 cubic inch V8. Available in iron block, most COPO Novas were built for drag racers, not showrooms. Interiors were basic. Options were minimal. Performance was terrifying. Exact production numbers remain debated, but estimates suggest fewer than 100 COPO 427 Novas were built in 1969. Many were raced into extinction. Survivors are extremely scarce. Public sales are rare. When one does appear, values typically range between $250,000 and $500,000, depending on configuration and documentation. Number 1. 1970 Chevrolet Corvette ZR2. Most enthusiasts know the ZR1. Few realize it wasn't the most extreme Corvette of its year. The ZR2 was built specifically to meet drag racing requirements. It paired the LS6 454 cubic inch V8, rated at 450 horsepower, with heavy-duty suspension, brakes, and drivetrain components. Comfort options were irrelevant. Durability was the priority. Only 12 ZR2 Corvettes were built in 1970. Dealers struggled to sell them. Buyers didn't understand their purpose.